What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ben Weiss. Happy New Year. We're out here in 2024. First episode of the new year of A Bite with Ice. We're with the #1 celebrity photographer with a clientele that you guys couldn't even imagine, Johnny Nunez. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it. I really appreciate you taking the time. So first question I ask everyone, how'd you get started? Well, usually I ask how'd you get started in the music industry, but really, how'd you get started in photography?
I asked God for an idea, and I don't want to get on the dark spectrum of things, but it was either going to be photography or murder and drug dealing.
Yeah. So what was that turning point that made you like, this is what I want to do? And how old were you?
I was 27 years old.
Okay.
And I asked God, if you give me one idea tomorrow morning, I'll be the best at it. But if tomorrow morning comes and I don't have an idea, I'm going to go become a street pharmacist.
Okay. And where'd you grow up?
I was born and raised in Brooklyn, but I was raised in Brentwood, Long Island.
Okay.
Suffolk County.
And what was it like growing up in New York?
It was wild because I grew up in a real racially charged neighborhood. A lot of racism, and being adopted into a Puerto Rican family as an African American, I didn't know what racism was, other than I had to run because they were throwing rocks and bottles at me. I heard the word nigger, I heard the word spick. I didn't know what those words meant. And then luckily for me, I was able to dodge the bullet, so to speak, and always was able to talk to people in a way where they could relate to me, or I could relate to them. But nonetheless, it was very difficult, and we weren't rich, so things were hard.
Yeah, so you think, your upbringing really, parlayed your way into how you do your work in photography? Because something that I saw about your work is that you will only take flattering shots of a celebrity. Is that, you think that's part of that?
No, it's just, like any industry, whether it's the streets or corporate, you have to watch the way you talk to people. You gotta watch your tone. You gotta watch the way you look at people,
right.
Because sometimes just a look can be received as a bad look.
Right.
And before you know it, your network is your net worth.
100%.
So if you take one bad photo, that's like looking at your boss's daughter in a wrong way.
Right.
Now he got this feeling that, you're trying to do something to his daughter. And nonetheless, all you did is you wink because you had something in your eye. Right. So you have to walk on eggshells in my approach, but not cowardly. Just be very bold, but just be very discreet. And I just try not to ruffle feathers. So get your shot, keep it moving.
Right. Was there a specific circumstance that, made you realize how important it is to be super cautious of the pictures you take?
Yeah. A lot of I've seen people get shot and murdered.
Really?
Murdered. Seen people get shot. Seen people get stabbed. Seen people get stabbed up. Seen people get in some really, bad positions.
Yeah.
So the best way to stay alive is, to keep it moving.
Do the right thing.
Even if you caught the photo, don't tell nobody.
Exactly. What picture event would you say has been like the biggest turning point in your career?
Jay-Z and Nas.
Okay.
Jay-Z and Nas was the cover of Vibe magazine when they returned together as friends. Mimi Valdez gave me that opportunity at Vibe magazine. She works very closely with Pharrell Williams. And also, there's so many photos.
Yeah.
Kanye, Puff, J-Lo, Aaliyah, Nas, I said that already, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. I mean, these are like not only my friends,
right.
just like you guys. I met them when they were like your age,
exactly.
like 18, 20, 21, didn't even really hit puberty yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, your clientele is so big. I was wondering if, that clientele turned into friendships for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know probably right now, Drake is probably one of the biggest superstars. But
if not the biggest.
I'll direct message him at any time,
Right.
and he immediately responds.
Right.
Like I'll show you one on the phone, and there's during COVID, I was getting all these beautiful direct messages from artists that I never thought would give me like,
Right.
"Hey Jay, just checking up on you." Of course, we had 3 years of doing nothing, but it's really cool that when you go back outside, Rihanna gives you a hug and A$AP Rocky
100%.
gives you a hug. But at the same time, I remember when Rihanna was like 16. I remember when Justin Bieber was 11.
Right.
And Scooter Braun's was like, "Hey Johnny, meet my artist. Justin, this is Johnny." And Lady Gaga, French Montana. It's a beautiful thing when I could meet someone like you, then, and you're a young anchor personality, influencer with your own future ahead, and give it 5 years, I'll take you to Ari Melba's party. And now you're on MSNBC,
Yeah, yeah.
So, and that's how it works.
That's how
One
it
hand
goes.
wash the other, both hands wash the face.
Yeah. So going back to what you just said about COVID, 3 years of a lot of tough work. Photography, I mean, a lot of the work you do is at live events and award shows and stuff like that. So how did COVID really have an impact on not even just your career in photography, but photography in general?
I think during COVID, you either gained weight and didn't exercise,
Yep.
or you worked out like I did and focused. I think COVID kind of sort of saved my life because every day is a party. I was moving fast. You eat fast food.
Right.
You drink. You eat, drink. You hanging around with crazy people. I think for me, 3 years was sort of like a royal flush. Like I flushed my body, but now we're back outside.
Yeah.
But it definitely showed me how important it is to have God in your life, because I don't care what religion you are, there is a higher power. And if you're like me, I lost a lot of loved ones and a lot of friends that did get COVID. Some of them didn't come back the same way.
Right.
So life is fragile, and life is very short.
Yeah.
You have to live it to the best.
No, I feel like the music industry as a whole really changed. I saw it specifically. I went to school for music business, and I was in. They say the number one music business school, the Band Year program. Shout out to Bill Wordy and Lisa Steele, amazing people. But I mean, just graduating and seeing how hard the job market is, not even just for music, but for entertainment in general. COVID, definitely affected a lot of that. But at the same time, I feel like it opened a lot of doors for entrepreneurs like ourselves.
Oh yeah, totally.
I feel like, New York, I feel like the hip hop scene in the last 3 years has grown tremendously. I know you work with a lot of New York rappers. I was actually curious. I know you work with especially a lot of the old school New York guys. A lot of them have kind of parlayed their music careers into being successful businessmen.
Yeah.
Have any of them have given you any good guidance on how to turn your company and your dreams into making real big money business?
Oh yeah. I mean, like right now, I'm a part founder or part owner of Capskins. That's CAPSKINZ.com. During COVID, I met my business partners Marlon Woods and Justwin, and it's a thin waterproof layer fabric that goes over your baseball cap.
That's
but
awesome.
you could customize it to have your playlist on one side, your favorite artist on the other side, your name. So this is something that happened during COVID, and also a liquor beverage called Frisky Whiskey that's owned by Nicole Young. Again, during COVID, so many opportunities came my way. Goat Fuel Energy Drink, which is owned by Jerry Rice, NFL Hall of Famer, and his son and daughter, his daughter Jaquise and son Trevion, son-in-law. Again, these deals came during COVID. It allowed us to make our Zooms and DMs our office spaces.
Right.
And if you paid attention, you should have, through those 3 years, come up with something.
Right.
Or if you didn't, at least you know somebody.
What do you think during those 3 years was the best business decision you made?
Best business decision? Taking my photos into what's considered art. So having my work looked as art. DJ Khaled in his living room, he has one of my pictures of Jay-Z and Nas toasting.
That's awesome.
With some art sprinkled on it. It's like $500,000 for that piece,
It's awesome.
I did that. God did.
Right, God did, exactly.
So, and then, with that being said, I also have, Cameron with the pink cell phone.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cam. A girl who shot my photo digitally just sued him, but I have one of the originals because I'm the one who set that photo
Yeah,
up.
that's awesome.
So, you know.
Yeah, I honestly feel like Cameron's like a pretty good example of turning your music career into a business. I mean, look at his podcast. I mean, he's taking over. I scroll on TikTok and Instagram all day, and I see 20-second clips of Cameron saying the craziest shit. And I'm like, honestly, like, he's kind of a marketing genius, especially with Joe Smith, that NBA player, his wife, when he got her on the show like a week after that whole, you know, OnlyFans controversy.
Oh, OnlyFans. I heard about that.
Yeah. OnlyFans, you guys know anything about OnlyFans? Listen, honestly, quick sidebar. Any of you girls, OnlyFans models, I'm starting a Big Ice OnlyFans management company. I'm just kidding. But who knows? Speaking of, you know, OnlyFans, a little bit of controversy. Have any of your pictures led to controversy? Like, have you ever had like a TMZ article or the Shade Room, something like that, because of one of your pictures?
Yeah, you know, it cost me a friendship, but then it was rectified.
Right.
You know, there was one of the first blogging websites took my photo, and they took it from an online platform, and my credits were there, and they wrote some really bad things about some of the women that were in the photo, and look at the scar from the baby, stretch marks, look at the stitches from a stab wound. You know, and then I went into a strip club, and then I noticed all the strippers were taking their shoes off and walking towards me to assault me. You know, and I'm like, what's going on? And it turned out that this website or this original TMZ
Senor.
So you know, not everyone's gonna be happy with your photos, even if they look good. But you know, I definitely have received, you know, not so nice messages in the form of threats if photos ever got leaked.
It's so crazy. Like, I don't understand that, especially like you know, going on Getty Images, for example. If you search up like, you know, a night out, someone had like an album release party. You put in Metro Boomin, superhero, villain, whatever, album release party. There's 1,000 pictures, and 90% of them are not that flattering. So it's like, it's very, you know, it's probably hard for you to like get some of those messages when it's really not in your control. You're just doing your job.
No, luckily for me, they're far and few in between that I get any calls. I'm not, you know, knock on wood, I've been blessed to never really get any complaints. But when I do get them, they're for some serious things.
Yeah. No, it's definitely crazy. Not even just photography. You've done, like you said before, a lot of other things. What was the process of starting followback.com?
So this guy named Bardia from Nassau County, he hit me up and told me that, you know, to come join him on this idea he had. It's still an amazing idea, and we're still partners to this day.
It's awesome. We
got some things in the works, and he brought me on board, and you know, it evolved into where we are now. Some of the best websites, some of the best marketing tools, and digital marketing and analytics and AI. Followback.com is the home for that.
What do you think's the best aspect of the company?
I think friendship and loyalty.
Yeah, that's important.
You know, building a bond with someone you trust, even if they're not as attractive as you are. Just joking.
Yeah.
But just friendship. Friendship is. Business is always going to be there, but friendship, it's hard to find friends that tell you what you don't want to hear, and not kiss your ass like other people. That want to rob you.
I agree, 100%. You've also dabbled in sports a little bit, not just music, more specifically working with the GOAT, LeBron James. He's my favorite athlete. Probably going to catch some heat for that, but I love LeBron. Love LeBron my whole life. He's the reason I love basketball. So, shout out LeBron. What was that like?
I mean, you know, at the 40-40, I saw him there. With actually a pro golfer, and I had asked Jay-Z who he was, and he was like, yo, that's LeBron James. He's going to be big. And he walked me over to LeBron and introduced me to him. And for like a good 4 or 5 years, I was LeBron's personal photographer.
It's amazing.
Shout out to Rich Paul.
Shout out to Rich
Maverick,
Paul.
My family.
Do you speak to LeBron a lot still?
No, but Rich Paul just dropped a book called Lucky Me.
Okay.
And he invited me to his dinner and gave me a big shout out at Angie Martinez podcast. And you know, we will be working hopefully with Capskins, the product I was just telling you about. we'll be doing a deal with Capskins and Rich Paul.
Yeah, Rich Paul is living proof that you could make it happen. I mean, he's done it. He's probably a billionaire by now.
Shout out to Adele. I love her.
Yeah, Adele.
He actually introduced me to Adele at the Grammys last year.
Really?
Yeah, she's cool. I'm
trying to make. You gonna be at the Grammys this year?
Yes.
I'm trying to make it out there.
Yeah, I'll be there. You'll see. I'll be on the red carpet. I got you.
Okay, bet. Yeah, no, I definitely could use some pictures on the red carpet. Do you prefer working award shows or private photography?
I like them both. It could be a sweet 16, a bar mitzvah. It could be a bachelor party. It could be. I just love capturing emotions.
Right.
People having good times. But I've even shot funerals where people weren't so happy.
Right.
But
it's all part of it.
Again, it's a beautiful thing capturing people's happiness.
Yeah. What's your favorite event you've shot in your whole career?
Wow, there's so many.
I'm sure there's thousands.
Shooting Jay-Z's birthdays was always fun.
Okay.
Shooting Kanye's Grammy parties. Shooting Fat Joe's birthday party. Fat Joe's birthday party was in Brooklyn Chop House where we are.
Okay.
But it was on the 3rd floor.
Okay.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Everybody was there.
Fat Joe's awesome.
Oh, yeah,
another example of a guy who turned rapper into businessman. Like he's a mogul.
Shout out to NYC up NYC. Excuse me.
NYC, yup.
Up NYC, and shout out to Rich the Player.
I have to hit up NYC. I mean, it's hard to get shoes for retail nowadays. But I mean, what he's done also is amazing, especially for New York. I mean, he's done so much for New York. Old school wise, who's your favorite artist? Who'd you grow up listening to, envying?
I love Ice-T as a person.
He's awesome.
He's just, if you ever meet him in person, Russell Simmons is an amazing person. I love that brother dearly. Reverend Ron, DMC, who else? Fab Five Freddy, Slick Rick. I don't know. These guys were quintessentially. You guys are like walking in their footsteps.
100%.
Because they were disruptors. They were radical. They were pushing the narrative. They were doing things that most people wouldn't think of doing.
Right.
And now they're at
and they set a lot of blueprints.
Exactly.
A lot of blueprints.
Yep, that's what it is.
A lot of blueprints. Do you have any advice for someone who wants to, follow your footsteps into your career path?
Network within the rooms that you want to be in.
Yep.
Shoot what you love, and surround yourself with people that want to win with you.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in a room where you're tolerated.
I like that.
So if you find your tribe, stick with them and grow.
I love that. And what's your New Year's resolution? I gotta ask.
My New Year's resolution this year is
One sec, sorry. Excuse me, sir.
Con permiso.
Ya vamos a terminar en como 10 minutos.
Dos minutos.
2 minutos. Ya.
New Year's resolution.
That's what she said. New Year's resolution is to execute all of the businesses, all the seeds that were planted. As they blossom, I would like to execute and make sales, close deals. No more lingering deals that don't need to be lingering anymore. If you can achieve it, your mind can believe it, your heart will conceive it. Your mind can conceive it, your heart will believe it, and you can achieve it. It's a riddle. It sounds like it, but it's really the truth, man. Anything that you want to do, not just in this year, but even in the future, if you can see yourself there. Anthony Robbins had a book called Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins. Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins was a book I read when I was going through some hardships, living in a car right before photography. And in his book, he said, stop right now reading this book, put it down, and see yourself where you want to be in 5 years. So, of course, I'm working at a sweatshop in Long Island, and I didn't pay attention, so I turned to the next page, and it said, stop. If you didn't stop the first page before, stop now. stop what you're doing and see where you want to be. So as I was starting to think about photography, I just looked at the brick wall and I saw G4 private jets. I saw fashion shows. I saw the rappers that I liked a lot, and I saw it and I said, wow, that would be great. Next thing I know, I'm Naomi Campbell's personal photographer in Saint Tropez for 4 years. I'm traveling the world with Damon Dash, Jay-Z, Puffy, Sean Holmes, Kanye, John Legend, Don C, John Monopoly, you know, Scooter Braun's, freaking Taylor Swift, Ice Spice, you
The
know.
whole store. The whole store.
Who else? 50 Cent, you know, Kendrick Lamar, Black, all the cats. Kodak Black, Blackity Black, Crispy Black.
I mean, just based off what you just said in the last 30 seconds, this is a living legend right here.
Thank you.
Johnny, I really appreciate you doing this. We got a lot of work to do together in the future.
Good.
And Happy New Year, everybody. Stay tuned what Johnny's got if you want to plug your social medias.
Johnny Nunez, capskins.com, Frisky Whiskey, my lemonade called Mighty Joyful, or be on the lookout for my new beverage called Blessed and Highly Favored Lemonade. It's not mine, somebody else's, but it's called Blessed and Highly Favored. And shout out to them. Man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No doubt.
Bring it in.
No doubt.
Thank you.